Hello, hello. Welcome to class, everybody. Happy Tuesday to you. Welcome to Stable and Capable. I'm Alex, HFS at the McLean location. So go ahead and get your weights ready for today's class. Of course, get your space. We're going to have 4 different pairings, not circuits, but pairings. You guys know how we do in Stable and Capable. If you don't, it's a lower tempo type of class. We're focusing on stability and strength. So we're not going really fast through our exercises and through our sequences. We're taking our time, focusing on form and the quality, not the quantity. So go ahead, grab your weights, and we will get started shortly. All right, so we got 4 pairings. We're going to perform each pairing as many times as we can with perfect form for 9 minutes each. All right, so that should give us an opportunity to perform all these pairings for about 3 to 5 times before we go to the next. All right, so we're focusing on repetitions and high quality repetitions of these exercises. All right. Yeah, that's cool. All right, perfect. Okay. All right, so actually, one last minute change. We're gonna go for 8 minutes instead of 9. We have an extra minute worth of transition time, so that's where the 9 came from. But I added that in, so we're not gonna add that in. We're just gonna do 8 minutes with a minute of transition time, just so I can explain, what we got coming up next, and then how to do it. All right. So we got 11:15 on the clock. So go ahead and start your workout on your watch, on your phone, whatever you got to do. Get it going, and we're going to start warming up. So go ahead, come to your mats. Starting off with walkouts as usual. Bring your right leg up. Rotate. We've got 3 on each side. And make sure you walk back after each. I just need to get my watch looped so it's not flapping around everywhere. All right, there we go. Just bring that foot up to your palm. Really get the shoulders and eyes around so you can see. That'll help rotate your torso as much as you can. One more. You're going to walk your feet up to your palms here. Slowly walk your feet up to your palms. We're going to roll back, go right into our crab. Got 5 on each side. There's 2. Really get those hips up. Reach. Stretch out the lat. There's 4. Keep those fingertips pointed backwards. There's 5. All right, so we're gonna roll back up. Bring the palms down, walk the feet back out. We've got pushbacks. All right, so push back. You can go down to your knees if you need to, but we're just pushing back, keeping the knees elevated if you're off of your knees. Otherwise, you're just going to rock back and forth. Got one more. All right, again, walk the feet up. All right, and keep the hands on the ground. We're gonna squat and push back. Got 5 reps. There's 3, 4, and there's 5. Go ahead, come up. Good job. Get some arm circles going to the front. And go to the back. Try to go 10 each direction on each arm. And reverse it. Keep on moving as you're getting your arm circles in. And relax. All right, gonna go ahead, come up to butt kicks, get the blood flow flowing. I guess my feet are really sticky today. No, they're really not. They're really not. I promise you guys. Bring up the high knees. And jumping jacks. Good. Keep going, keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. All right. So our first 2 moves, you're gonna need your weight. For these, we're hitting the upper body. All right, so we've got 10 reps of both of these exercises. Number 1 is a seated external rotation with your dumbbell. The second is a hip row. All right, so first exercise, you can only do one arm at a time. So the way that's going to look is you're going to come to a seated position, get your knee up high, bring your elbow on top of your knee. What you're going to do is lower the weight just past your knee and back up. All right, so you're just using your knee as a place to pivot. All right, switch to the other side, 10 reps there. Then the hip row, what that's going to look like, you can do both sides at the same time if you would like. Otherwise, you can do one arm at a time if you want to use like a bench or something like that. The hip row is your bringing your weight back to your hip. All right, bringing the weight back to your hip. As you bring your weight back to your hip, you're going to externally rotate. Bring the weight back down, return your wrist to a neutral grip. All right, so externally rotate, bring it back. Externally rotate, bring it back. All right, so that way we have the external rotation present in both exercises. We're really trying to focus on those rotator cuff muscles to help stabilize your shoulder a little bit more. We can go to pull, we can go to push, and just trying to reverse the constant internal rotation posture that we achieve by sitting down all the time. All right, so here we go. 8 minutes Go through as many repetitions as you can. Take your time, don't rush. All right, we're looking for quality reps over these 8 minutes. All right, so here we go. And let's do it. All right. So 10 to 12 reps here. Again, take your time. Use your free hand to help yourself sit up nice and tall. You're using your knee as a pivot point to rock your weight up and down. Don't use any momentum. Try your best not to use any momentum. Dead stop at the bottom and come up. All right. Going to the other side here. And just like the first or the second exercise, you're going to rotate your wrist as you lift the weight. All right, but you're gonna rotate your wrist to a neutral position at the top and a palm down position at the bottom. All right, so again, take your time. Try to go for a dead stop at the bottom. Go past parallel if you can, but don't force it. If you feel any pain, don't go any further. All right. Now we've got the hip row. So again, for the hip row, starting off with the wrist neutral, pull back to your hip and externally rotate at your shoulder. All right. 3, 4, 5. Pop that chest out like you're Superman each time. Drive those elbows back to help get that weight up. All right. So we're kind of in the middle of a row and a straight arm extension, pulling right back to the hip, right there. All right. We'll target the center trap a little bit better. And because we're not too high, we're not too low, it's pretty easy to get into external rotation. All right. So palm down, rotate to palm up. Take your time. Should be able to keep moving throughout this 7 minutes. Assuming your weight is proper, but if you can't keep moving, then your weight is probably too heavy. All right. So if you can adjust it, definitely adjust it. So we are at 5 minutes flat. Keep it going. And again, get that knee up nice and high. Try to drop your palm lower than your knee. All right. Take your time letting that weight down so that way you can properly load your muscles, your rotator cuff muscles, so that they can be set up to have a good contraction coming up out the hole. All right, set number 2 is almost through. Hip row. Here we go, externally rotating at the top. Pull back to the hip. There you go. 11, 12. Right. Do your best to, try to fight gravity on the way down. Hold and let gravity pull that weight down. You fight it. Set number 3, we've got 3.5 minutes to go. Should be able to get to 4 sets. All right. Adjust your weight accordingly if you need to, if you're not able to continue. Again, try your If you're able to come down past parallel or past the level of your knee, excellent. Don't force it. Do your best to also rotate your wrist at the top, palm down. Rotate it to palm facing you. You should feel this kind of in the inside of your shoulder. Don't let your shoulder roll forward. All right, you want to keep that shoulder back as you do this exercise. All right, so as you bring that weight down, don't let it pull your shoulder forward. Hold it back. And again, you should kind of feel the stretch in your rotator cuff muscles. All right, it'll feel like it's kind of like right at the head of your shoulder. You want to feel those muscles stretching a little bit. The fact that they're getting a good little stretch means that they're going to be set up to be elastic, because that's what muscles are supposed to do. So a good stretch will set you up for a good contraction. All right, think of like a rubber band. A rubber band is not going to snap back if there's no stretch to it. All right, but you also don't want to have too much stretch to it. Got a minute and a half to go. Pull to the hip. It's a low pull. All right. Last set. I think I can get through it. All right, let's get to 4. Let's get to 4. Should be burning up by now. One minute to go. Yep, I'll be able to get 4 in. Hope you guys can get 4 in as well. Working on them shoulders. Just over 30. Keep it going. All right. Ooh, that burns. All right, we got 20 seconds to go. Fight gravity on the way down. Pull to the hip. Behind you and up. Nice. Feels good. So you should definitely feel a slight burn in your, like in the inside of your shoulders and toward the shoulder head. A little bit in your back from the rows as well. All right. So moving on, we're switching it up. We're going to the legs, bringing it down. Our 2 exercise, we have tibialis raises or toe raises, and we have the split squat. All right, so we were doing an elevated split squat. Now we're gonna try to take it to the floor. All right, and if you still need to use the elevated surface, we've been doing that for the last 3 weeks. Stay with the elevated surface. Otherwise, taking it to the floor. Tibialis raises, you guys know what that is. Bring your butt to the wall. Bring your shoulders off the wall. Straighten the legs out. Squeeze those quads. Lift your toes and back down. All right. So we've got 20 toe raises, all right? The further your feet are away from the wall, the more challenging it will be. All right, so let's go, 20 raises. Up and down, nice and slow. I would encourage you guys to also just come out of your shoes and your socks if you can. You'll have a much more feedback on your feet, going through your feet, and that'll help you with balance, that'll help you with activation of the proper muscles, especially with a move like this one. And there's 20. All right. So like I said, we've been doing the elevated split squat. Now we can take it to the floor if you feel comfortable. All right, we're working on getting that toe or getting the knee past the toe. The reason we do these toe raises first is because as you lower yourself into your lunge, what you want to do is pull your toe up. That will increase the angle at your ankle. All right, which will allow you to get lower into that split squat. All right, so we're kind of aiming for getting the hamstring onto the calf. All right, so we've got 10 to 12 reps here. So as you lower, again, pull your toe up and press up. Pull your toe up. Good. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep your heel on the ground. Alright, so just keep those glutes nice and tight as well. Doing this barefoot, I definitely have more feedback at my feet, so I feel much more stable. Squeeze those glutes. Help keep the hips straight. All right, so again, we're doing the tibialis raises to help increase the amount of flexion or increase the angle or decrease the angle at the ankle. All right, that will help you get your knee past your toe. We're trying to do it in a safe way. All right, so that's why we start off with elevated surface, and you continue to go down as you see fit. Remember to squeeze the quads. Let your feet back down to the floor gently. All right, you don't want to just plop. Let the feet back down gently. All right. So just like before, again, raise your toe. Imagine you're raising your toe. Good. Squeeze that quad at the top. Almost like you're trying to get your hamstring on your calf. Increasing our range of motion, so we're increasing how much of the quad we're able to target through the split squat. This will also transition over into a regular squat and how deep you're able to get with a regular squat. Keep those glutes nice and tight. All right, keep it going, keep it going. You notice I'm doing this unweighted because I'm on the ground. We can easily add that, make this is a strength move, but we can easily add how much of a strength move it is by adding or removing weight to it. All right, so this is one of those basics that will kind of never go away or should never go away from your workout regimen. All right, just because it's a single leg exercise and we are working on range of motion at the hip, the knee, but especially the knee and the ankle. All right. And when you talk about preventing falls, your whole leg is a part of it. But we often don't train things like the ankle, the range of motion in the ankle too much. So we're doing that directly right here. How low you can get into a squat determines how much ankle mobility you have, more so than your hip or your knee. They're very important, but your ankle mobility is going to be that final wall that will either permit you or prevent you from getting into a low squat. And again, if you can increase the range of motion through a joint, then you can increase the muscle activation that are accompanied with that joint. So being able to go far past the knee, or being able to get the knee past the toe, is going to heavily influence how much activation we have below the knee, all the way down to the foot, which will just bring the whole complex of the upper leg, the hips, and the lower leg together. All right? We've got 50 seconds to go. We're going right back to the upper body after this. Squeeze those quads. Again, you can bring your feet closer if you find the exercise getting harder to do. Bring your feet closer to the wall. All right. Whew. That definitely burns. All right, I'm gonna go one on each leg. All right, good job, good job. So next up we have serratus presses and chest flies. All right, so still gonna need your dumbbells for this. You should be feeling the burn in your thighs and along the outside, the front outside portion of your lower leg. All right, so for this move, you're gonna come on your back, get your weights. All right, so we're focusing on a specific movement of the scapula. So our scapulas, they do a variety of motions, but the one we're focusing on is protraction. All right, so bringing the shoulders forward. All right, so they come backward and they go forward, and then they rest in the middle. All right? So we've got 10 reps there, and then we've got 10 chest flies, or 15 reps with the serratus presses and 15 reps with the chest fly. All right, so you can bend your legs or have them straight, doesn't matter. And you're going to press and lower your shoulders. Press, 2, 3. You should feel this in your chest a little bit. 4, 5. Hold that press at the top. You should be able to lift your shoulders off the floor. Squeeze the chest, good. Keep that core nice and tight. Going for 15 reps. All right. So you don't have to have crazy heavy weight there either. You just want to have something that's heavy enough so that you can feel the contraction in your chest. All right. Even though that's not that's not the serratus, the anterior, but it is one of the muscles that's going to be involved in that movement there. All right, so then you just come to your chest flies. Got 10 flies. If you're doing them on the ground, good. You just want to go till your elbow touches the ground. Fight gravity on the way down, all right? Good. one thing I like to kind of do is keep I'll turn the weights so that they're facing up and down as I lower them to the ground, and then I'll bring them back to a neutral grip at the top. But you can also just keep them neutral the whole time, down and up. All right, so that's one time around. We got just over 5.5 to go. Really working on the chest here since we got the back earlier. Just balancing everything out. Try to keep those weights straight up and down. Lift those shoulders off the ground and lower them back down, nice and gently. And if you have one big weight, heavy weight, you can use that here too. Ooh, it's getting hot. I'm gonna switch to my kettlebell for the presses, and then I'll have the dumbbells for the fly. So remember, fight gravity on the way down. The more control, the better. Keep that core tight. And at the top, really push the chest up just like you are when you do those serratus presses. Push. We got 4 minutes flat to go. Here's my heavier weight. Again, if you have heavy weight, you can definitely use that here. Just like this. Press up and bring it back. Straight up, straight down. You almost want to pull your shoulder blades into the ground after each rep. All right, squeeze your elbows together. Lift your shoulders off the ground each time. Pull them into the ground, lift them off. Keep that weight right above your chest. Whew. Definitely burns. Whew. All right, guys, we got 2.25 to go. Whew. Chest is definitely burning. Again, just go till the elbows hit the ground and back up. Fight gravity, come back up. Keep that chest pronounced. Allow the shoulder blades to come back as you bring your arms down to the side, and then protract your shoulders, as in try to lift your shoulder blades off the ground, pushing them toward the sky. We got 1.25 to go. I lost count of how many sets we got. Whew. Well, that had to be 3, so we're just gonna count this as 4. Remember, keep that weight right above the chest, right above the chin. Pull your shoulder blades into the mat. Then lift them off the ground. Hold that contraction at the top. Gently bring your shoulders back down. Let gravity help you. So no, you're probably not doing it wrong, all right? There's just not a lot of range of motion that goes with this move, okay? So you're not crazy or anything like that. Whew. Back to the flies. We've got 30 seconds to go. Whew. All right. Keep the core nice and tight. Allow your shoulder blades to come back as you lower those weights to the ground. And protract your shoulders up toward the ceiling. Oh, man. Whew. All right. Resting period. Now we've got our last couple. All right, we're going right back down to the legs. And we've got a squat with abduction pulses, and we've got heel elevated squats, okay? So nice and easy. What this first move is, the abduction pulses, is you're going to squat down, and you're going to push your knees out and back in. Push your knees out and back in. Push out and back in. All right. So what we're working on is the inner thigh, the groin, and the glutes. Okay. So you're gonna feel that a lot in those two areas. And then the elevated squat, just grab something that's probably the height of a shoebox top, place your heels on top of it, and go squatting. All right. So we'll start off with the abduction squat, the abduction pulses. All right, so you're gonna basically, you're holding a squat as low as you can go. Push the legs out, the knees out, bring them back in. Push them out, bring them back in. All right, we've got 10 to 12 reps. There's 3, 4, 5, 6. You're kind of gonna need to rock on your feet. That's okay. 8, 9, 10. That is okay. What we're trying to focus on there is pushing the knees out so you have somewhere for your pelvis to be when you squat. All right. So pushing the knees out will make room for your pelvis, and you can get your chest down toward your knee, or you can get your chest level with your knee, or as close to it as possible. We all squat a little different, so it might look a little different for each and every one of us. But nonetheless, externally rotating at the bottom is going to come from the glutes, pulling them together. It's going to come from the groin together. Those help make a very stable squatting position so that you're not swaying from left to right. All right, for the heel elevated squat, nice and easy. Just elevate the heels, get squatting. Coming down as low as you can go and back up. All right, this is going to help you get down lower than normal. So that way when you go back to the abduction squats, pulses, you can kind of be familiar with that depth, or feel a little bit more comfortable going lower than that depth. You want to do the same thing here. Screw your feet into the ground, pushing those knees out. All right. So again, just like always, take your time. All right, don't rush. Breathe, catch your breath. I gotta catch my breath right now. That's why I'm talking to you. Gotta find something to do, right? Because we want each and every rep to be quality reps. Each and every set to be a quality set. All right. So make sure your feet are flat on solid ground. Screw your feet into the ground as you go to the bottom, as you descend to the bottom. screw your feet into the ground as if you're trying to separate the floor. All right. Then bring the knees in, push them out. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew. That one definitely burns. Right back on the elevated heel. Squats. Again, doing the same thing here that we do with the abduction pulses. All right, so you're screwing your feet into the ground, pushing your knees apart as you lower, as you descend into the squat. Screw those feet into the ground. Control your descend. Just like everything else, you want to feel a good stretch, lowering your body. That will set you up for a good contraction coming out the hole. All right. Whew. Yeah, it's definitely getting hot. 3 1/4 to go. Who's getting that? All right, here we go. I think this is set number 3. Yeah, this is set number 3. All right, let's get it going. Lower down. And 1, 2. Squeeze your butt. 3, fill your butt. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew. All right. Yeah, you should feel that all over. Glutes, thighs, groin. Doing great, guys. Keep it going. If you are lost, let me know. If you are tracking, let me know. Let me know what you guys enjoyed so far, what moves you enjoyed, which ones you think really do help you, and maybe something you think that you need to add in or that we can add in that would help you out. A minute and 40 seconds. All right, this would be set number 4. Whew. Minute and 15 to go. All right, let's get it going. And 1, 2. Keep your head up, keep your chest up. 4, 5. Pull your toes up to the ceiling, just like we did with those toe raises. 10. Whew. Oh, that burns a lot. All right, we got 30 seconds to go. Let's finish these squats. Okay. And we're all the way done. Whew. All the way done. Just catch your breath, catch your breath. For that last one, realized I probably should have gave you guys a modification for the abduction. So I'll have to take note of that. And make sure if we do it again, there's a modification for you. Alright, I want you to be able to do it. I want you to be able to grow into it if you can't do it just yet. I'm so late, but I got it now, I got it now. And there is definitely a way you can modify that to perform it if you aren't able to. Alright. So again, let me know what you guys thought of that sequence, what moves you liked, what moves you didn't like. Alright. Which one was hard, what was easy? Does it make sense? Are you lost? Let me know. Let me know. I know who it is I'm teaching to and what they need. Alright. Alright, so go ahead, come to a straddle position. Take a big breath, fold over. Roll over to the left foot. Keep on breathing. Squeeze the quad. And roll slowly to the right. Take a big breath. Squeeze the right quad. Alright, so hook your left hand to your right ankle. We're going to stretch out the lat right here. Keep that right quad squeezed, keep that right leg straight. And switch it. Hook the right hand to the left ankle, stretching out the right quad, or the right lat. And bring it down the middle. Fall forward. Coming to child's pose. Going to bring the top of your foot flat against the floor. And we're going to sit up and stretch out the front of the shin a little bit. So you just want to keep leaning back. Feel that stretch in the front of your ankle, front of your shin. Keep on breathing. It's been raining all day. But that's okay, that's chill. Keeps the day calm. And come up to a knee. Gonna stretch out the quad, bring the right foot up, bring the left palm down. And loop your right hand around to get your left foot and pull. Push the hips forward. Relax and switch it up. Right, left leg forward, right palm by the left foot. Loop the left hand around to the right foot and pull. Push the hips forward. And relax. let it come to your feet, and you're good to go. So thank you guys for joining me today for Stable and Capable. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, let me know something. Let me know what you enjoyed, what you didn't enjoy, what you think we should add to help you out. All right, would love to know what the people need that's supposed to be teaching. All right, so I hope you guys have a great day and enjoy the rest of your week. I'll see you guys next week. Holla.